Okay, what up ladies and gents, it's your favorite Asian robot right here, one of the official creators for Last Epoch, and I am here to give you my reaction to the reveal of the Falconer Mastery for this game. Alright, honestly pretty excited about this class because I love playing summon-based classes. I'm a Necromancer main till the day I die, but this is pretty interesting, alright? Let me give you a little bit of background, okay? The Rogue is one of the basic classes in Last Epoch, and every class has 3 masteries. Okay, so Rogue is basically a bow, blade, fast attacking kind of character. All right. The first mastery is Blade Dancer, where they focus mostly on their bladed attacks, as you can see here in the little video that's playing. Sorry about the coloration because I'm recording this directly from Google Chrome, and for some weird reason it forces HDR, so I have to adjust it. But never mind. Let's not get into that. The second mastery is Marksman. Okay. Marksman is basically your bow-focused tree, where you can see that the Rogue is using something similar to multi-shot. Again, I would draw a Path of Exile comparison, but I'm mostly a Diablo guy. So it's something similar to multi-shot right there in Rain of Arrows, which you can see. All right. And last but not least, there was the Falconer. The Falconer was a summon-type class where you work together with your Falcon. So, well, I should say summon and trap class based on what I know of it now. I assumed initially it was mostly a summoner, but now it's actually a summoner with traps, which I think is pretty cool. All right, this was coming soon. However, there has been a reveal on Maxroll. You know, they're the ones that handle the actual reveal. And I'm honestly quite impressed with what they've done with this class. Okay, let me give you a little bit of background first. The Falconer, all right, is someone who uses an invulnerable Falcon, all right, which you can command, and you also use nets, explosive traps, all that kind of stuff. It's pretty cool overall because you can use your Falcon for movement as well as for attacks, all right? There's a video here where Maxroll teamed up with Zizaran to bring quite an interesting reveal for the Falconer class, all right? Let's watch a bit of this video.
Attacks, so you don't have to worry about his.
And again, apologies about the coloration.
He also has access to an active skill, which you can see him dashing his way here through the enemies and killing everything in its path. This is obviously on a cooldown, so you won't be able to spam it, but there are ways to reduce its cooldown and being able to spam it even more. So basically, this is your Falcon friend, which is the main fantasy around the Falconer. To be able to use other skills, you also have to have the Falcon on your hotbar, as we'll see a little bit later, but this is the base ability of the Falcon.
Okay, so basically what we know from what we've already heard from them is that the Falcon, much like the Necromancer from Diablo 4, you have to put the Falcon onto your hotbar, and then it will have an active skill as well, which I think is pretty interesting and pretty fair because, you know, you can't really have a summon if the summon's not there. So your summon is going to have to be there. Now, the Falcon also has another interesting... sorry, I'm gonna fast forward here. The Falcon also has a very interesting ability whereby you can actually ride it and go forward. Okay, so that's about here in this video. Again, the link to this video and this page will be in the description of my video.
In front of where you were, and it can actually throw you quite a long ways. And at the end of it, it will actually do a feather burst attack, so it will do damage to enemies that are in front of you at the very end of the flight that you take, thanks to the bird.
And is there any like big things that we can change on this skill to make it have a different interaction?
Okay, so from what you've already seen in just that little portion of the video which I showcased to you, is that the Falcon will basically be something you can grab onto. If you guys have played Power World, it's basically the same as Gale Claw. You glide forward, all right, and then at the end, there is a burst of feathers. This skill seems pretty interesting, but one thing which I noted in the video is that the Falcon seemed to stop when I encountered a physical obstacle. So it's not like a blink. It's not like a blink skill that will go through targets. It seemed to be more of a physical movement where I'll actually hit the target and then the Falcon would stop there. I'll have to actually try it out myself now. I'm going to be playing Necromancer first. You guys know me. But at the end, I'm definitely, you know, going to try out some other classes, and the Falconer is high up on my list because it's a summoner type class. And we all know I play summoner type classes. All right. In addition to that, all right, if you carry on in the video, after you add in Twilight Strike and a couple of the other dagger skills, this is kind of what the Falcon will look like, which I thought was pretty cool.
Itself has a node that allows additional shadow daggers to be thrown out for even more damage. So this gives us a way to play it.
So as after the Falcon moves you, like you've got these additional shadow daggers going out. So it's not just this movement skill. You can combo it with other things in your skill tree, which is going to help you deal damage even faster, which again is something I'm pretty excited about because I love it when skills can evolve and have interesting new ways to be played or used. All right. Drawing a comparison to my previous experience, one thing which I disliked was the fact that when I was playing Diablo 4, Twisting Blades stays as Twisting Blades. Like, sure, I can have an aspect that helps me have Twisting Blades orbit around me, but it doesn't seem impactful. This actually seems pretty impactful in the way that, you know, you see visually and you feel an impact from the skill, and you feel like it's doing a lot more, you know, whereas Twisting Blades didn't really seem that way, because most of the time when I was playing the rogue with Twisting Blades, all I was doing was just getting the blades to come back to me and orbit around me. Sure, it was dealing damage, but, you know, it didn't look as cool as what I'm seeing here. So this speaks to my ARPG soul right here. All right. Now, that is it for the footage. If you actually want to see the whole thing, I highly suggest you check out the video, watch the video, because it's pretty damn awesome. But what I want to talk a little bit about is the fact that the passive tree, the active skills, all of this, you know, the actual skill tree, all of this has been revealed, and you can check out if you like. But I actually had a look through the passive tree for the Falconer, and one thing which I really like seeing in a lot of these types of games. Now, look, I know that there's probably going to be ways of sustaining yourselves, potions, things like that. That's very normal, you know. But I like it when a character has some form of self-sustain. I like to build around that, whether it's lifesteal or things like that. And if you actually look in the passive tree, all right. Number 1, Outlander's Tenacity. All right, you have additional dodge rating, and you gain a portion of your maximum health as endurance threshold if you've not been hit recently. I don't know what endurance threshold is. I'll probably find out when I actually play the game, which I'm looking forward to doing. But if it works in any way similar to how Fortify works, I think that might be cool. Either that, or it will act as a barrier. All right, I'll figure that out when I get in there. Now, the other thing is that, so that's one that I've noticed there. The other one was actually here. Finesse them. You regain health when you or your minions crit an enemy. All right, I'm going to have to actually see whether or not this has a cooldown once we actually get into the game, but you will gain health on crit, all right, and also additional crit strike avoidance, which is probably going to be helpful because avoiding critical strikes is pretty good for you. I'm going to assume that the Rogue and the Falconer are going to be relatively squishy classes. All right, your minions gain additional critical strike multiplier per 2% of your uncapped critical strike avoidance. So having more critical strike avoidance is probably good because your Falcon's going to critically strike harder, okay, or more. It seems minion critical multiplier. I usually assume multiplier means that it's the damage, not the chance, because that's crit strike chance. So, you know, I'm assuming that they're going to hit harder when I avoid crits more, which is going to be pretty cool. All right, there's one more thing that regenerates health, which I saw. I believe this is here. Relentless Talons. All right, a portion of your Falcon's damage is leached as health for you per point of dexterity. All right, this is usually what I like about summon builds. Summon builds are usually all about getting them to leech health, life, restore you in some way so that you can keep fighting for longer. And it becomes this war where you've got more tools at your disposal than the enemy. So for me personally, when I went through this, that's the first thing I look for, and I'm really impressed by the fact that Falconer has this. Overall, I'm really excited to play this class. It looks like it's got some very interesting skills. If you actually look at the active skills, you've got Falconry, summons the Falcon. Then you've got the Falconer's Journey. It deals more global damage per point of dexterity. All right, per character level and point of dexterity. So I'm gonna have to stack dex. There's Falconer's Mark, which can be consumed later on with your dive bomb, so that when you consume the Falconer's Mark, you gain the Falconer's Wake buff for a short duration. The buff grants you increased movement speed, attack, cast speed. You know, I like this kind of stuff because it gives you so much build variety and so much viability. I'm honestly excited to try it out, and I hope you guys will be trying it alongside me, all right? So thank you very much for watching this video. My personal thoughts, I am very impressed with the Falconer. I'm so glad that the Rogue has a summon class, all right? Because as somebody who loves summon classes, this is right up my alley, and I cannot wait. I literally cannot wait to experience this. One last thing which I have to say before I end this video is, as a creator, all right, let me do a little bit of a promotion for Last Epoch. Listen, if you want to get involved in this game when it launches on the 21st of February, all right, when it launches on the 21st of February, I'm going to be there. I hope you guys will be there too. I want you guys to grab one of these pre-order editions. There's the standard edition, the deluxe edition, and the ultimate edition. Honest to God, the Ultimate Edition is pretty cool because you get a whole bunch of skins and stuff. I mean, if you're into cosmetics, you know, go for it. But otherwise, I would definitely recommend the Deluxe Edition. It's only $10 more than the Standard Edition, and you still get some cosmetics with it to show off your drip and to support the creators. So, thank you very much for watching this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And if you want to see more Last Epoch content, then just leave a comment and hey, say, Asian Robot, you are my favorite creator. I want to have you make more content. And I'll say, okay, man, I will do more content for you. All right? Thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the game on the 21st. Catch you then.